Tulkun, intelligent, emotional, and culturally rich beings. They are definitely not just ordinary sea creatures as they might seem at first glance. Tulkun actually have their own names, rich family history and culture, as well as sophisticated music and poetry. Long time ago, the Tulkun participated in long periods of bloody wars that lasted generations. However, they changed their ways and collectively swore to live in absolute pacifism. But who are they really? And who is Payakan? Hello, welcome to my new video. My name is Nicole and today we will talk about Tulkun and Payakan. I hope you will like this video, and if so, please don't forget to subscribe. If you want to see more of Avatar World, take a look at my Avatar playlist. Let's dive in. Small warning, this video contains spoilers. Tulkun live in the ocean of Pandora, in the depths, among the reefs, in symbiosis with the coral world. In appearance, they remind us of familiar whales and are probably the largest creatures that inhabit Pandora. They live for 150 to 250 years. Their bodies are covered in thick armor that protects them from predators. They have two pairs of eyes, a larger pair and a smaller pair. The irises of the smaller eyes look like the eyes that, for example, have goats. They also have 6 fins, the last 2 of them are connected to the tail, 6 breathing holes on their backs, and also 2 sensory communication outgrowths that protrude from the bottom of their mouths and are used for normal communication. This is how Tulkun can perceive other creatures and establish connections, share emotions, and simple signals. However, such a true deep sahelu can be established through their main nerve fiber, which they have inside their bodies closer to the head. We could have seen this when Payakan enabled this connection with Loak. Tulkun produce a special substance called amrita from a gland in their brain that completely stops the aging process of humans, which has made them the prime targets for whaling by the Natural Resources Development Administration. It is a really expensive substance. Another interesting fact is that Tulkun can reach a high speed of 40 km per hour, which is close to the speed of the fastest human athletes such as Usain Bolt or Johan Blake. During the time of first songs, the Tulkun were aggressive, violent, vengeful, and very territorial. They often killed each other, but at some point they realized that this attitude only led to further escalation of aggression, and over time they developed a strong pacifism and sense of morality that forbade them from killing other living creatures. Since then, any Tulkun who commits such an act, regardless of the circumstances, becomes an outcast of their kind, just like Payakan. The Metkaina clan sees them as their spiritual siblings. Each clan member at the beginning of their life creates a lifelong bond with a Tulkun whom they call their spiritual brother or sister. They celebrate each other's families and share all the experiences with each other. The Na'vi communicate with them using a special sign language, while the Tulkun communicate through eye contact and sound sensations. By the way, just like the Na'vi, the Tulkun are also divided into clans. An interesting fact, both the Sea People and the Tulkun have tattoos. Now let's talk about the sad part, which is Tulkun hunt. As I said at the beginning, Tulkun are hunted for their special substance called amrita. This substance completely stops the aging process of humans. The Sea People even knew about this, but as it was said in the movie, they were hunted far away from them and the Sea People were forced to accept it. The hunt begins with a small scout ship called the Sea Wasp, following a group of Tulkun and choosing one target. Most often, it is a mother with a calf because the calf swims more slowly and the mother never abandons it. When they choose a target, they shoot a tracking beacon into its skin so they can continue to track it. The Sea Wasp then returns to the main fleet of hunters led by the large ship Sea Dragon. So firstly, the Sea Dragon sends its boats and submarines to pursue the Tulkun. Then, Picator ships drop depth charges to force the Tulkun to surface. Next, sonic cannons then hold it in place and prevent it from escaping. Mako submarines fire harpoons into its fins, immobilizing it. And the last part is that the Matador ship fires an explosive harpoon into the Tulkun's abdomen that explodes from the inside, rendering the animal lifeless. After this, the Tulkun body is lifted by robotic crab suits and transported back to Sea Dragon. The team of hunters then enter the Tulkun's mouth and use automated machines to perform the extraction. Inside the skull is a gland containing the substance Amrita. The team then drills a hole in the skull, inserts a needle and sucks the Amrita into a large container. Once the substance is obtained, the rest of the body is thrown into the sea. The floating parts are cut open to allow the body to sink to the bottom, and this is how the hunters want to prevent the Na'vi from finding it and becoming enraged. Oh my god, I hate this part. I will be crying while editing this video and adding the videos of Tulkun because I can't handle it. I don't know if there is anyone else who also, just like me, skips the part of the Way of the Water, of the movie Way of the Water, where the Tulkun are haunted. I skip it every time because I can't watch it. It is so sad. I don't know how is it like for you, but for me this scene is much worse for me than burning the home tree in Avatar 1. Okay, now let's talk about Payakan, a very special Tulkun. Payakan's mother was killed by the Tulkun hunters of Setops when he was young. This led him to gather a group of young Tulkun and their Na'vi spirit brothers and sisters. He led an attack against the hunters to avenge his mother's death. Unfortunately, most of the Tulkun and Na'vi were killed. In this battle, Payakan also lost one of his left fins to the bullet and suffered a large scar above his left eye. According to Tulkun way, Payakan caused their deaths. And this is what we've said before, something they don't forgive. So they banished him from the Tulkun world and also from the Na'vi world. And on top of it, he also gained a status of a murderer among all of the other people and Tulkun. Payakan then moved north to the Eastern Sea near the village of Ava Atlu. Anyway, fate brought him an encounter with Loak. When Loak was hunting far beyond the reefs with the other children of the Metkaina clan, they wanted revenge on him and left him there alone. Not long after, Loak was attacked by a Pandoran shark called Aquila. Loak fought it off for a while, but he had no chance. He hid among the coral, but after a while he ran out of breath and fell unconscious. However, Payakan decided to save him, so Loak wakes up on Payakan's back and they begin to communicate. Loak thanks Payakan for saving him and then removes the ingrown harpoon from Payakan's injured fin. A bond was formed between them, but one that was bigger than just a Tulkun and a Na'vi. They were spiritual brothers. Although Loak was warned about Payakan from Metkaina people, Loak believed in his truth and Payakan as such. Payakan even allowed Loak to connect with him and showed him the truth through his memories. That he did not start the massacre with the intention of killing, but out of personal pain and revenge. In the final battle, Payakan helps protect the Sully children and actively intervenes against the RDA ship, even though it is against the traditional peace of the Tulkun. It is confirmed that Payakan will return again in Avatar Fire and Ash, and his story will be even more significant. We can also expect Tulkun to break their codex and fight alongside the Na'vi. So, the Tulkun are not just whales on Pandora. They are a symbol of strength, patience, and also immense vulnerability. Their story is a story of balance between nature and technology, between peace and conflict, between old traditions and a new generation. Their existence is threatened by the hunt for Amrita. It is a warning that Pandora is not a place to live without respect and humility. The Tulkun are a mirror of what can be lost by anyone who overlooks the beauty and sacredness of nature. And that is why their story needs to be told. Because they not only protect the ocean, they also protect the soul of Pandora and all of those who love it. And this will be all of Tulkun and Payakan for today. I really hope you enjoyed this video, you liked it, and it maybe helped you to understand the Tulkun race. And if so, please don't forget to subscribe. It will really help me and my channel. So, thank you very much for watching and see you next time. Bye!